Hi there everyone, and this week's reading explains why the masculine is holding back, and it's a very exciting answer. So click below, check it out. It's actually a very incredible week, full of magic, and enjoy it. Hi everybody, and welcome to your weekly power reading. Weekly unconditional love, magic, miracles, beauty, love, joy, freedom reading for November the 13th to the 19th or 20th, whichever is 7 days. I want to say a big thank you to everybody that joined me on my first webinar. It was absolutely incredible and ended up running for 4 hours. There was a huge amount of information in there. It was an absolute marathon for me, but very energetically powerful. And I will be recording this just before hosting the 11/11 readings and 11/11 webinars. And I want to call them like an energy healing or an energy meeting, because this is what they are. And I've already seen incredible shifts from these gatherings with me, and feels very, very powerful. Powerful is the word. And I've got a few things that I feel as though I want to share, and I'm going to see what comes out in these cards and see what wants to say hi. And I hope you've had an incredible week. I'm so excited to see what the cards have to say for this week, and I think they're ready. So I saw her on the bottom of the deck, and I knew she wanted to be on the bottom of the deck, and this is what I was just discussing with a friend of mine. Something that's going on between the masculine and feminine in a lot of different circumstances. It is the High Priestess. It is the rise, I'm going to say, of. The word is the witch. Oh, look at that. Look at the way. Look at that. I mean, look at the magic of that. I don't even know how that light's been set up. I was trying to play with the light, but now as she sits there, she's like half light, half dark. It's like duality itself, straight down the middle. And the word I was going to say was the witch. And it's the witch that she kind of became the crone, but let's move her around. I mean, we can't get her out of the light, can we? Let's have a look here. She became the crone, but really she's the wise woman. And the wise holy woman. The High Priestess, she's the High Priestess. She's the wise, the high holy woman. And she was lost in society, because we created all these masculine holy figures to worship around and to connect us to God and to connect us to the divine. And there is this rise of the mystic, of the mystical woman, and she's rising for everybody. But she is rising within females, I'm going to say, females, but also within males, within the masculine, even though it's not always that clear cut, but often it can be. And it's this story playing out that women, or the feminine, is really embodying this kind of mystic, kind of intuitive. And it doesn't need to be, all guns blazing, get out your tarot cards. But it is the knowing of the woman, the intuition of the woman. And it is a little bit of the kind of mystic arts, the mystical arts, the astrology, the tarot, the tea leaves, the crystal ball, whatever you want to call it, the crystals. It's all of these ways, all of these media, for communicating this stuff. She is rising, but she's also rising for the masculine. So the masculine is kind of having this within the story of my masculine feminine readings, the way things play out. Recently, the unknown is rising in the masculine's thinking. It's becoming more apparent and more prominent. He's definitely going through some kind of uprising and awakening to the unseen and the unknown, which is where love lives for me. But she is kind of there to guide him, not to guide him, but she's kind of a symbol of it. The feminine is able to communicate that stuff, and she has that knowledge, quote unquote, or that intuition, that seeing, the seer. She is the seer. There, we can just play with the light there. It's quite fun. She's the seer, and he wants to see. And so there is this reaching out, or this desire to reach out to the feminine from the masculine, because he wants to know, and he understands that she talks about these things and she has knowledge in these areas. And there's a revelation, a re-emergence of the high priestess within society, in a place where this kind of mysticism is not looked at as scary anymore. It's not about the witch being the crone, the kind of like scary old hag that's, oh, let me get out my crystal ball and tell you some things. It's, and people like me are part of this, though I really identify. But it's just, the wise woman. The wise woman that has something to share about the unseen. And she is very, very present. I had a magical moment with the moon last night, and I saw 2 shooting stars, which was magical. I don't usually spend a lot of time in the night and the darkness at the moment. It's not really, I need the daylights, I'd rather have the pre-sunrise hours, or the sunrise hours, than the after sunset hours, So I'm not spending that much time with the stars and the moon and but last night I had an incredible experience with the moon, with the half moon, on the water, on the sea, and saw 2 shooting stars, and it was just completely magical. And there's this connection to this, it's in the earth, though the Empress is kind of more of the Earth Mother for me. But the High Priestess is just, she's rising and she's gaining respect. And this is part of what's happening within society, with this uncovering of all this kind of quote unquote abuse, or abuse of power, let's call it. It's a little bit like there is space being made for the feminine in a very different way. And she's been rising, in this form for a long time. And she's never gone anywhere. But it is as though she's being seen. The seer is being seen. And she's being accepted. And she's being loved. And it's a very, very, very beautiful time. And I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to share it. Yes. And I know that there are many watching that identify with her. And look at that card. Look at the yin-yang of it. Look at the two pillars. Look at the black and the white. And what had happened when she came out to say hi, half in darkness and half in light. It is this duality and holiness. Is everything. The divine is everything. It's not just the light. I think this is very important to understand. It's also about embracing the darker side, but not in fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. Just there's darkness and light. Darkness and night, daytime and light. We can understand that sometimes the nighttime can be scarier because more things are unseen. More things are covered. We can't see so clearly. We can't see everything, basically. But there is essentially there's no difference to what's actually there. It's just that we can't quite see so well in those circumstances. And so there's just as though you can't say that the dark is better than the day, or the night is better than the day, or the day is better than the night. There is this, and this happened in the webinar last Sunday, a lot about how do we deal with the darkness, or the dark times, or the resistance, or what I would call the resistance, the swords. And it is just this kind of idea that of day and night. There are lots and lots of ideas and lots of things that came out, but I love this within this card, and I've never seen it so clearly as I do now. Let's get the rest of the cards out.
And this week's reading explains why the masculine is holding back, and it's a very exciting answer. So click below, check it out. It's actually a very incredible week, full of magic, and enjoy it.